Hey, in this video, let's make a Sprite Collage. I really like this one because you are going to get to be creative with it. So far, we've kind of made ones where you follow along. It's mostly someone else's stuff. But now, it gets to be you and your thing. Okay, we're going to start with some art here. So I am going to grab this to create a new sprite, and I actually want 4 of these. I'm going to have 4 different sprites in my game. One of them is going to be my player, and I think the others will be, I will call them friends. Actually, just friend. So I'll make this one a friend, and this one a friend. And I want to make sure and give them 4 separate names so that the game doesn't get confused about what they are. So I think I'm going to make an undersea game. I just watched Finding Dory, and it was a great movie, so I'm kind of into undersea stuff right now. So let's go with I think my main character will be Oliver Octopus. I'll have his friend Ursula Urchin. We'll have Freddy Fish. And Terry Turtle. Now your names can be whatever you'd like, and whatever theme you'd like, but it's fun to keep it within a theme so it kind of makes sense as to what's going on out here. Then I'm going to go into each of these, and I'm going to draw each character in here. And this might take a little while. I want to put some good work into this, make some awesome art. So I'm going to pause the video while I create these characters. Okay, I drew my sprites. I've got Oliver Octopus here, Ursula Urchin, Freddy Fish, and Terry Turtle. But you'll notice that if I look at the game, they're all stacked on top of each other. It doesn't look very good. I want to spread these guys out. So next thing I'm going to do is grab this second one from sprites here, set my sprite position to X, Y, and just to keep it kind of organized, I'm going to put it underneath each one and duplicate it. And it's going to give me a bunch of errors here because it's trying to look for something called MySprite, and we don't have anything called MySprite. We just have the octopus, urchin, fish, and turtle. So I need to make sure these names stay consistent, the variables match. So I'll change this to Oliver Octopus. I'll change this to Ursula Urchin. This one to Freddy Fish. And this one to Terry Turtle. Okay, now we don't have any errors. You'll notice that they're all getting set to 0, 0. And in programming, 0, 0 is actually up in the top left. That might not be what you expected from math. In math, we might think of 0, 0 maybe down here in the bottom left, or maybe in the middle of the screen. In programming, 0, 0 is right up in this corner. And if I increase my X, I'm going this direction. If I increase my Y, I'm actually going down. So that's a little unique. In math, if you go down on the y-axis, it's like a negative number. In programming, it's a positive number. I like to think of it like a book. You start reading a book on the page, at least in English, on the top left. And as you progress through the book, you go down. So as you make it further through the book, like a bigger number, then it goes down the page. So think of it like a book more so. Let's place our creatures in different spots, and there's a couple ways we can do that. First way is just to type in some coordinates. So if I want Oliver Octopus in a different spot, I might type 100, and you'll see that this is actually showing me where that is going to be on the screen. 100, and we'll say 50 for the Y. That's going to put him kind of right, pretty close to the middle. Let's see. There we go. Now he's out there. Second way I could do this is click here and move this slider. Let me move me out of the way here. I could move this slider to the spot that I want that thing at. Let's put Ursula Urchin down there. There we go. Third way that we could do this is by actually just coming down onto this little screen here and clicking where we want that character to be. So we'll put Freddy Fish down there. I'll do the same for Terry Turtle. We'll put him kind of up there, like that. Okay, so I've got my undersea scene kind of set up. I don't really like the black background, so instead I'm going to set the background color to this. I'm colorblind, so I can't tell which one is light blue. I'm hoping it's this one. You guys can let me know. That looks, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it looks really weird. We'll see. Okay, so we want these characters to interact. And I want to choose one of them as my character, and octopus is my favorite animal, so I'm going to be the octopus. I'm going to set it so that I can control Oliver Octopus with the buttons. Okay, I can move him around, but nothing happens when I go try to interact with my friends here. Okay, let's set that up. I'm going to say on game update, and I'm going to go to logic, and I'm going to grab this if. So what this means is it's going to check every time the game updates, which is really fast for the computer, so it's kind of always checking for this, if something's happening. And that thing that I'm going to check for if it's happening is this piece under sprites that has these pointy ends. It's the only one under sprites that has pointy ends. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to drop it right in this spot where it says true here. And I want to set this to 2 of my characters. So I'm going to say if Oliver Octopus overlaps with, say, Ursula Urchin, then something is going to happen in here. And what might that be? Well, if my octopus touches this spiky urchin, it might kind of hurt. So I think that what I will do is maybe I will take away a point when I touch the urchin. So I'll change score by -1. And this is the part where you guys can get creative. You can make it do lots of different things. I'm going to show you a couple different examples, but don't feel like you need to follow these particular interactions. You can have your stuff do whatever you want as long as it does something when they overlap. So I'm going to have it change score by -1, and then I kind of want it to do something else too, so maybe I will grab this one from sprites where it says my sprite say, and I want my octopus to say ow! And I want him to say it for not too long, like half a second. Let's go try this out. Okay, I can move my octopus, and I'll go touch the urchin, and it says ow! And then it goes away. And you'll notice I have a big negative number as my score. That's because I the computer's really fast, and so it's like, are you touching the urchin? Yes. Are you touching the urchin? Yes. And it just keeps going -1, -1, -1, -1. That might be a problem in some games, but I'm going to leave that. I think that's okay for now. Here's where I get to use copy and paste or duplicate to kind of speed up my work. I'm going to right-click on this if and go duplicate, and it makes this whole block again. Cool. I can save myself some time. And I'll make it so that for the second one, we will go interact with Freddy Fish. And you'll notice this is inside game update, but it is not inside of this if, so that the two ifs are separate from each other. A common problem to run into is that if you accidentally put this inside of this, and now what has to happen is you have to be overlapping with the urchin and overlapping with Freddy Fish at the same time for this to go off. And that's just not possible with our current setup, so that's going to cause some problems for you. You want to make sure that the if statements are stacked on top of each other like this so that they're separate. Okay, so what should happen when we touch Freddy Fish? Well, maybe we'll play a sound. We'll play maybe power up. This video recorder doesn't record the sound that my computer makes very well, so we might not be able to hear it when we try it, but it is an option for you. And maybe when we touch Freddy Fish, we want the background color to change to this. Okay, let's go try that out. Alright, played the sound, you probably couldn't hear it, and changed the background. Cool. We have one more here. Let's make it so that when Oliver Octopus overlaps with Terry Turtle, maybe Terry's his best friend, and maybe we will get a point when we go interact with the turtle, and maybe, what's something else we could do? Maybe we could have it be the end of the game. You win when you get to the turtle. Now, let's try it out. Okay, we touch the urchin, it says ow, takes away points, touch the fish, changes the color of the screen, plays a sound, touch the turtle. You'll notice that it won the game really fast there. Before that it could even give us more than 1 point here. So that's something to think about, that when it just gave me 1 point, it went from -20 up to -19, and then it won the game right away. So you have to think about how the computer is going to do this stuff really fast. Maybe you wanted to get more points before that, so you could change this number here to like 100 or something like that. There we go. Yay. This is a sprite. I called this a Sprite Collage because it's not really a game yet. It has some interactions, it's got some sprites, but you could see how this might turn into a game. Imagine if the urchins were kind of moving back and forth, and if you touched them, you lost a point, so you had to kind of dodge them. And maybe the turtle was at the other end of the screen, and once you got to the turtle, then you won the game if you kind of were good at dodging the urchins. So in our next video, we'll think about how you can make your own game, and I might show you some tips and tricks on that one. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for staying engaged.